There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about the feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid.
Good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona here in sunny southern Arizona. I'm enjoying a cup of coffee with my Roy and Becky's Travels cup. Yum, yum. Well, we made it to Monday, the beginning of a new week. I started my morning out watching Ava Potterfield and friends and chatting with them. Always a great way to start the Monday off. Also, Ava and Doug do Thursday and Friday music shows. Always fun, always enjoyable. And be sure to check them out. So if somebody could drop Ava Potterfield and Friends link, that would be great. Let's see who we have in the chat this morning. Old Car Junkie was the first one in the house. Good morning, Teddy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Gracie and Jacques Adventures, first member in the house. Good morning. They're headed to Lake Isabella, so I think they're probably meeting up with Van Life Voyages, Tanya over there. And up in the pinned chat comments, I put that live stream there. So we'll do a raid on Van Life Voyages when we finish here in southern Arizona. Rose is here. Good morning, Rose. Good to have you. Rose is back home. We got to meet her and Skyla out here in Quartzsite. Hope you're doing well. And she'll be dropping links in the chat. Thanks, Rose, for doing that. You're awesome. There's Van Life Voyages link. We got Lucky Dog Productions moderator. Good morning, Sue and Bob. Good to have you. Bob does a live stream on the weekends and pretty interesting and fun to watch. He's got a game with a whole setup with a steering wheel and everything and on a farm, and he can move equipment around. He's even got a big truck that he can climb over things. It's fun to watch. And I believe that's usually on Saturday morning. Look at that. We got Captain Jack in the house. I don't know where Oxford Ranch is, but hello from Oxford Ranch, Captain Jack. And I see he's got a new to him truck, so that's good. You got the rust bucket retired, I take it, and you're rolling in a new truck. That's great. And there's Captain Jack's link. We have Crossover Paranormal here. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. And Debbie F is here. Hello, Steve, Okie, and Lucas. Lucas is, he was here a second ago. We'll see if he pops in to say hello. All right, Lily's taking her daughter to work. Safe travels. Speaking of work, our daughter is applying for a new position at the school. So I want to talk to everybody a little bit about how she prepared for her interview coming up this Friday. Now, I have a lot of experience interviewing people. I was a manager at my last position at the electric co-op. And so she came over and we did some practicing and I did some coaching and I asked her some questions that I would ask and that I have asked of applicants that came in to the electric co-op. So we'll go through some of those. Lily's enjoying the music. Here comes Lucas. Here, Lucas. Come here. Come say hi. Lucas. There he is. Lucas is saying hi. Mom's been out playing with him. Come here. Mom's been out playing with him, so he's all excited. All right, Lucas. Come here. Okay, sit. Good boy. Say hi to everybody. Can you shake? Can you shake? Huh? Shake. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. He's all excited here. All right. Okay, thank you. So there's Lucas. He's doing well. He's like a bull in a china shop this morning. Loves to play. All right. You like that intro? That's good. I stumbled across that song and it works really well. I like it too. Traveling on Adventures is here. Good morning, Earl and Terry. They have Friday night live streams and they're doing drive streams now as they're traveling place to place when they're changing campgrounds. So welcome. And they could use some watch hours. So if you're not watching Traveling on Adventures, be sure to check them out. Looks like Roy's up early this morning. Roy, I looked for a link for your live this morning. Are you going to be doing that? Good to have you. It'll be nice to have you and Becky back live streaming again. And we got links for Doug and Ava's place. James is here, another channel member. Good morning, James Catnese. Hope you and Cindy are doing well. Scrolling. Look at that. We got Bree in the house, the waterfall lady. Good morning, Bree. Good morning. Scrolling. Always good to see James in the chat. Scrolling. And I like how everybody chats and says hello to each other. That's great, especially the moderators. And any moderators drop links for your channels or whatever you want to drop. Okay, here we go. We got Oxford Ranch is 10 miles south of Llano, Texas. Ah, wow. Yeah, that sounds nice. There's Paranormal Channels link. All right, there's Tanya in the house. Good morning. Was a school nurse for 15 years in special ed. Love those kiddos. Yep. And my daughter's been at the local elementary school since her kids started at school. That was 12 years ago. She went in to volunteer to help at the school, and they put her to work. And so she went in and helped the teachers, and it also gave her a great way to keep an eye on the kids. And she was right there at the school in case the kids had any issues or she had any questions. She could walk up and talk to their teachers, and it worked out real well. Yeah, he's a happy boy. He's happy when he's playing with his ball. Captain Jack saying hello. Rose dropping links. There's Roy and Becky's travels link. All right, Traveling on Adventures is live at 1 o'clock Central. Do you guys have a thumbnail up yet? If you do, go ahead and drop it. I was looking at Lily's short this morning. She's got a cute short up for Pippi, who is a Labrador mix, and she's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay, Wednesday or Thursday, Becky said. We're supposed to pick Jasper's remains up tomorrow. Okay, understood. So Roy and Becky lost their Jasper. It's always tough losing a fur baby, so you take the time you need, and we'll see you when you get back live again. We have a little graveyard in our place with all the ashes of our pets over the years. We've been out here 20 years already. And I think we've lost 4 pets during that 20-year period of time. Oh, yeah. It's a great way. And so Sheena's our daughter. Like I said, she's been out there 12 years. And she started off the first couple years volunteering. And then she got on as what they call a SPED aide, I think they call it. So they mainstream the kids who are challenged, and so they assign an aide to each child to get them through their day. And so that aide stays with the child through the classroom, helps whatever they need, gets them to the bathroom or whatever they need done. And so she did that for a couple of years. And then she got on with, they have a program, an after school program, where they have things like arts and crafts, they have archery, they have all kinds of things. And it's a grants program and it has to be managed. And so she's been doing that for the last couple of years. And then there's a new opportunity coming up that she applied for. And so her interview is on Friday. I'm not going to say what it is, but it is a full-time position and pays pretty well and is in the office there. She really loves the kids. The kids really love her. And so we're glad that she has this opportunity, and she's trying to prepare the best that she can to do well. Now, everyone knows her there at school, and the panel they're going to have interviewing is everyone that she knows. They're bringing an outside person in. They're also bringing the new principal in who's coming on board. And so she'll be, going through that process. Now, I know everybody here has gone through, there it is. Everyone here has gone through interviews in their working life, and I have too. I went through a lot of interviews for applicants coming in because I was a manager in the technical services department, which is basically at the co-op. You have to repair transformers, you have to, paint equipment, you have to do all kinds of repairs on anything that has to do with getting power to us as customers. We did all the back shop work, we did all the electrical substations. We took care of those. Teddy is in the chat. He works at a electric company, so he knows what I'm talking about. But we were basically back shop folks. And when we brought on new people, of course, you have to do interviews. There's Crafty Traveler, another channel member. Good morning, Lonnie. And so doing those interviews, and I did a lot of them, hundreds of them probably over a period of years. There's Traveling Merton and Sue, another channel member. Good morning, good morning. So I did those over the years, and so I got really good at asking the questions and, of course, analyzing the applicants for their qualifications for the position. And so we sat down with Sheena and went through some of those, and I'm going to share them. Traveling Merton and Sue, I missed your live yesterday. We were practicing with Sheena, interview questions and things, but we did go back and watch it last night. So Merton and Sue do a live stream every Sunday, and they're actually out here in the monument. And so we're going to enjoy a nice Mexican meal with them this afternoon. We're going to pick them up and head into town and have a nice meal with them. Scrolling. Everybody's saying hello. Rose dropping Crafty Travelers link. She does videos on her travels around, so always interesting. And boy, that lady does some traveling. Yeah, she's not assuming, and that's what everybody is telling her. Oh, you got this. But it's not a good idea to go in there entitled and just assuming that you're going to get it. So she's working hard to make sure that she can answer those questions and do a good job. Let me catch up here. Smoky Mountain Nature's here. Good morning, Joy. Good to have you. Joy and Donnie do live streams, walking around. Pigeon Forge, always interesting. A lot of car shows there. Scrolling. All right, multitasking and listening in. Here comes Lucas for another hug. You're kind of dusty. You've been out playing in the dirt, huh? You've been out chasing your ball. Mama's been throwing your ball around. He goes out, and Merton has seen this. He goes out and he waits behind a bush. So we have one of those chucker sticks, and he'll go run out there and wait for us to throw it. So he gets out there and gets all dusty. Huh? Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Yes, you are. Yeah, giving me kisses, huh? Okay. All right. So there's Lucas again. Mendocino Coast for a few days. Oh, cool. That means ocean, right? Oh, there's Desert Sage's channel. Thanks, Lily, for dropping that. All right, you take care. Drive carefully and get that daughter off to work. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it very much. There's their link right there. Any quilters in the group? Oh, okay. Just dropped a video. Very cute fabric store in Willettus. Will Lit Willits. I always have trouble pronouncing that. Yeah, he's slightly spoiled. Thank you, Captain Jack. In the ocean. All right. Fort Bragg, California. Cool. Cool. Okay, so we went through some questions. Now, everyone's been through interviews in their life, right? What's the first question that they usually ask you? Well, the one I always asked was, so why did you put in for this position? Why did you put in for this position? Why did you put your application in, right? And so you're looking for the answer, and I can tell you what the wrong answer is. Well, it may be true, but not a good answer, and that is because I need a job. No, that's not what you want to say when you're really looking to get that position, regardless of what it is. If it's working at Circle K, if it's, you know, working at Amazon, if it's working at the electric co-op, no matter where it is, I always did research on the company first. Do research on the company, learn about the company. What is the company mission? What do they do? Then look at the position. And I was always take a notebook in, and I told my daughter that too. Take a notebook in with a pen or a pencil so you can take notes. If they ask you questions and you need to do more research, write a quick note down. But do your research on the company. So, for example, we have an electric co-op that serves power to us. So I would say if I was applying for a position at the electric co-op, I would say, you know what, I get my power from you guys. And you always give us good service. Our power is always on. Occasionally we have outages, but you get the power back on pretty quickly. And so I want to be part of that. You know, I want to be part of that effort. And I think I can add to the company based on the skills that I bring in. And then you look at the job description. What are they looking for? They want someone to work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You just go right down the line by line, and you just tell them, make it easy for them to hire you. I've got all the skills that you're listing here. I can work the hours that you're looking for. I can work overtime if you need it. I can do all those things. And then, of course, they're going to ask you, do you need any accommodations? For example, James is in a wheelchair, and we had a dispatcher at Trico Electric that was in a wheelchair. And so they had to make sure that they could accommodate this employee who was in a wheelchair so that they could do their job. And so things like that. Oh boy, I'll bet it is. What's the stupidest question I've been asked? What are your goals for the next 5 years? Yeah. And I always ask that question too, but I asked it different. I would ask, where would you like to be in 5 years? And of course, you expect them to say, well, I want to be working for your company in 5 years. If they say, well, I'm just here to, as a stepping stone, I'm just here to work for 6 or 8 months and then I'm going to move on. Well, is that someone that you want to hire and invest all that time and effort training them, knowing that they're going to move on in a few months? Probably not. Even though you are thinking of moving on in a few months, don't tell them that. Oh, Rose got kicked off again. I am my hot rod scooter. Yeah, James is in his scooter. That's good. And that's something that's important You have someone, like James, who's a very intelligent guy, and you want to hire him on as a dispatcher, let's say, and you need to accommodate him. And so that's one of the questions that, you have to make sure that you have covered. The stupidest question I was asked, what side of the dinner setting? Uh-huh. Okay, so there 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 is we used to have a manager that would ask those offhanded questions, we call them, stupid questions. And what those are designed to do is see how you react. One manager used to ask the question in all our interviews, how many gas stations are there in Tucson, Arizona? And so you're looking for the reaction of this person. Are they freaking out? How are they going to answer? I got asked that question too when I was interviewing. And you know what I answered? I said, I'm not sure. There's a whole bunch of them and all kinds of different companies. But I'll tell you what, because you brought your notebook in, right? I'm going to write that down and I'm going to research that and get back with you. And that's what you're looking for. You didn't freak out. You didn't react in a negative way. You just said, you know what? I'm not sure. I think I'll check though, and I'll get back with you. That it seems like a stupid question, but that's why they ask it. Right side, Roy. Thank you. Thank you. She's going to do great. Jane Bray is in the house. Good morning. Good morning. She's up in northern country up there in Canada. There's Jane's link. Land Cloud Adventures is here. Good morning, Nate and Paula. 16 Circle Ks, Captain Jack says. But I would know that, right? Captain Jack has a pretty good gig. He has an app, a working app, where he can apply for positions at Circle K, and then he goes in and works a few hours, makes $50 or whatever, and then he's got money for traveling. Fairy Dust is in the house. Good morning, Brene. One of the other questions that I had Sheena practice is, how do you handle conflicts with your coworkers? So we all have had conflicts. You have someone who's just a butthole that you can't stand to be around, but you have to work around them. How do you handle those conflicts? That is a manager's worst nightmare, or a supervisor having two people that don't get along. How do you handle those? Of course, it depends on what they are, right? If it's someone who is cussing you out every morning when you come in, well, then that's HR needs to get involved, or you let your boss know. Everybody's saying hello. So anyway, we did some practicing with Sheena. She did pretty good. She took some notes. Again, why did you put in for this position? Spin everything positive. Spin everything positive. And if you're applying for a new position in the same company or the same organization, oftentimes I would ask the question, so what do you think we need to improve around here? I'm at Trico Electric Co-op, right? And I'm asking someone who's interviewing for another position inside the co-op. Ask them what do you think we need to improve? And if they come back with, well, this place sucks, pretty much everything sucks. You think I'm going to hire them for that position? No, probably not. But if they spin it positive in a positive manner and they say, you know what? I've had a great time here over the last 6 months I've worked here. Uh, I know that we're continuing to improve things around here, and I think I want to be part of that. So that's how you spin things in a positive manner. Now, speaking of positive guys, now Badge, we fix stuff is here. Good morning, Badge. Good to have you. And there's Steve and Tina. Good morning, good morning. Watched their live stream yesterday up there in British Columbia. Always a good time. There's Steve and Tina's channel right there. So have you guys had interesting questions asked to you? Now, Roy shared that one off the wall question, which, like I said, is one of those things to gauge your reaction. If you come back and you say, what difference does that make? Does that apply to this job? Why are you asking me that question? Well, it's because they want to see what your reaction is. There's She Devil Adventures. Good morning, Tommy. XLAX in the coffee pot. XLAX is the best remedy for conflict. Oh my gosh. That's why you bring your own coffee, I guess, huh? There's She Devils. She's got an awesome bus build. Got to be getting close to finishing that thing. It's looking good. Here comes Lucas again. Lucas came back in. Boy, you're visiting a lot today, huh? Yeah. Yeah. You relax. You're a little more relaxed now. All right. Is that a gray hair I see on your head? You're almost 3 years old and you already got gray hair. Yeah, he loves to cuddle, huh? Are you spoiled? I think you're a little spoiled. I think you're a little spoiled. Yeah. All right. Go see mama. Slightly spoiled. All right, Badge just popped in. Busy. He's back home doing that home stuff. Another great channel. Check out Badge. He does a lot of repairs on engines and worked on a lot of generators down here. Helped a lot of people out of situations here. He helped Box Fan D do some repairs on her box truck. Just a great guy, and it's nice to have him around for sure, especially when you need help. That's Lucas. Oh, here we go. Government interviews, multiple part questions to make sure you can organize and answer all parts of the question. Very good point, Nate. Very good point. Yeah, a panel, a variety of managers and different group levels for the interviews. Yep. And one thing that I talked to Sheena about too is don't be a blabbermouth. when you answer a question, try to be as succinct as you can. Don't blab on because oftentimes you end up shooting yourself in the foot. So answer the question the best way you know how. Then any follow up questions that come up, answer those, but don't be a blabbermouth because quite often things come out that you may not want. Another question is if you have someone applying for a job, we used to ask them, "Why did you leave your last job?" Well, I was let go because I had the brown bottle flu every Monday morning. No, that's probably not a good answer. That's not a very good answer. That's probably not someone you're going to hire, right? If you were downsized because a company was cutting back, well, not much you can do about that. If you were fired for cause, they're already going to know some things about you because there's a process when you put the application in. They do a background check on you. Most companies do, not a lot of them. They do a background check on you to make sure that you're not a criminal, that they're not hiring you as a criminal. And so they've checked you out. So if you've been fired, how do you deal with that? If you lost your job, the best thing is to be honest, right? We actually had a guy that we hired that was in prison for a few years for drug use, and he was upfront with us. Um, he said, "I made a mistake. I got involved with drugs. I got, caught, and I spent I don't know how many years in prison. A few years in prison. He was on work release, doing Forest Service work and things like that. And he said, I screwed up and I made a mistake. But you know what? We hired the guy. We hired the guy because he showed up with his boots on. Hey, I like that. He showed up with his boots on. He was ready to go to work, and we hired him. And he's still at the co-op doing great work. There's Naj. Good morning, another channel member. Good to have you. So, always interesting. I retired in 2018, uh, not working anymore, but going back and refreshing my mind on interview questions for our daughter. For anyone who came in late, our daughter's putting in for. She already put her application in for a new position at the elementary school where she works. She's volunteered there when her kids entered school 12 years ago. Her last kid is there and going to be moving on next year. And so she's picking up a new position at the same elementary school. And so she's putting an application in, and her interview will be this Friday. So we were doing some practicing yesterday during Traveling Merton and Sue's live stream because I couldn't wear a mask. Yeah, and that's something that you know there are they have requirements for every position, right? And depending on the type of mask it is, would be like a paint mask or something. And if it's a medical reason, most of the time you can find another position for people who have a valid reason they can't wear a mask. I would find another position somewhere in the company if I could. COVID mask. Okay. Oh, the old COVID word. Okay. Yeah. We'll just leave that right there. But yeah, that sucks. That's a whole new conversation. There's RVing with G in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody's saying hello. So yeah, that was and everybody that had to get the jab. Um, there are some people that we know that had adverse reactions and health issues as the result of that. And so that's a conversation too. There's Step Van Dan, another channel member, popped in to say hello. Good to have you, Dan. Oh, yeah, breathing issues, huh, Joy? Yeah, I think a lot of people had that. And, they did some tests with those to, it does cut back on your oxygen intake because you're rebreathing that air in there too. And it does get humid and sticky. Dan saying hello. So, boy, we're done with that, huh? We're done with that mask stuff. Hopefully, we don't have any. I'm on AIW now. You'll have to explain that. Oh, Air Machine. Air Machine. I'm on an Air Machine right now. That means he's flying? Are you flying somewhere? All right. 40 questions for RVing with G. He's on an Air Machine. Okay, what else do I have? What else do I have? And a lot of folks, nomad folks like G has done this. He's done some work out there in campgrounds and things like that. And I suppose they have an interview process that they go through too. No, I've relapsed. COVID sucks 61% of my lungs. Yeah, that's tough. And JT got COVID really bad when he was going cross country. JT, I'm drawing a blank on his channel, but he got COVID and ended up in the hospital for a couple weeks too. Yeah. I know it damages your lungs too, right? American Wanderer. Thanks, Roy. American Wanderer got COVID as he was traveling cross country, and he had his dog with him who needed help. So a lot of us pitched in because the dog was a special needs dog, and we pitched in to help with some of the cost of taking care of the dog until he could get back out of the hospital. Yeah, it's the American Wanderer, Dan. But he's doing well. He's building a trailer, a box trailer, doing it like JT does, very methodically, and it's going to take him about a year to get it livable. But he's working on it as he gets the funds available, and then he's planning on being out to Quartzsite next year. And he's really, really good sign guy in decals. If you need decals, check out the American Wanderer. He's done decals for a lot of people in Quartzsite. Some weird bug. Yeah, a lot of people were sick down here. I know it went through the schools, the local schools, because our grandkids pick up everything. Schools are like a petri dish. they're coughing on each other, and they're, of course, walking through doors and opening and closing doors, and uh, and that's where the bugs come from. All right, I have a couple pictures to share. You know, it's springtime in the desert. Actually, everything is drying out. So if you watch that video on the front end, that 2-minute video, that was when we were nice and wet. We had got a bunch of rain and everything was green. Now everything is crunchy dry. But now the cactus are blooming. And so we've got a bunch of cactus starting to bloom out here. So I am going to show you a couple of those. Here's a hedgehog. This is in our yard. We have a little cactus garden. And this is a hedgehog cactus. Of course, they have spines on them, but they also have beautiful flowers. And they're all starting to come out. And you can really pick these out when you're driving down the roads here inside the monument. They just stand out. They're really beautiful. Here's another view of it with a barrel cactus in the background. And then in our yard, we have what's called a century plant. And that thing is sending up, that's basically a shaft with flowers on it, and the bees are in there pollinating like crazy. And then that's how they propagate. So each one of those flowers will produce a small, little tiny plant. I guess I should have taken that comment off of there. And you can see how tall that thing is. So I'm 6'2", and that thing is, double me. So it's probably 15 feet tall. And we had to shove some rocks underneath the plant on the bottom there because when the wind came, it wanted to uproot the plant. So we're trying to keep it going as long as we can until it finishes blooming. But very unusual to see these. The plant is basically, this is its last hurrah. So after it's supporting this shaft going up with all the flowers and then the plants that are produced as a result of the pollination, then it dies. That's the last thing, the last hurrah, as I call it. Here's a close-up of the flowers. And there's bees in there just pollinating like crazy, collecting and pollinating. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh yeah, Merton and I went to the races this weekend. Tucson Raceway Park has races over there, and so we went out together and enjoyed some racing this weekend. Good times. And there was a young lady who won, I forgot what class it was, but she was in one of the high dollar cars and she won her race. And boy, oh boy, can she drive. Yeah, everything is drying out here too. Everything is drying out here too. Everything is crunchy now. What else do we have here? The scorpions are out, and we're seeing them. I just lost my mouse. We're seeing them around now. I think my mouse just died. I'm going to have to plug it in, I guess. I usually check it before I start my live stream to make sure it's charged up because it's one of those battery operated jobs. So you ever notice when you have a dog, you have dog hair everywhere? I have dog hair on my mouse. Isn't that something? There we go. Okay, mouse is back. Continuing on. So yeah, we've got scorpions coming out now. When Sheena was heading home last night, she said she called back and said, "Hey, a rattlesnake laying in the road out here." So in the desert, as it starts to warm up, the rattlesnakes will actually come out and lay on the road to warm up. And so any night blooming, not we haven't seen any yet. We haven't seen any yet. That'd be nice, Dan. Haven't seen any night bloomers yet, but we do have a plant out there in our cactus garden that's a night bloomer. Ran into a skunk last night. Yeah, I guess they're out too. Well, yeah, it's a good track. It's a good track. It's we had a good time. Yeah, hope you ran the other way. We had a Dalmatian get sprayed once by a skunk, and that's not a fun experience to go through. He lived outside for a couple of days. Ah, trees are popping here in Minnesota. Don't you love spring? We're done with winter. Bring on the spring. I'm not sure about that, Captain Jack. Oh, yes. Everyone who has a dog knows dog hair is everywhere. So we run around, we brush Lucas. In fact, I did a short. We can actually vacuum him. We have this battery operated vacuum, and as soon as I turn it on, he'll lay down and he'll let me vacuum him. It doesn't take off a lot of hair, but it's good for a short because I got a couple thousand views out of it. What else we got here? Oh, we had a nice rainbow. The last rainstorm we had. That cool? There's some more. I don't know how you pronounce it, lupine or looping? Lupin? Beautiful purple flowers. This is called a mother-in-law plant. And we have these blooms are gone now. They only last for maybe 2 weeks. Texas laurel, and they smell like grapes. Those are gone. But we take pictures of everything. You call it Fitzsimmons or something like that is the name of this one. Beautiful pink flowers. And that's that century plant when it was early on before it started blooming. And then pretty soon we're going to have saguaro blooms here in probably July, be after the monsoon rains. They'll start blooming. Here's one of the night bloomers that we have that blooms every year. I guess that's enough. Oh, lost my mouse again. Might be time for a new mouse. I'm having trouble with it. I'm going to turn it off and then back on again. Without a mouse on this laptop, I can't operate anything. I'm pretty well dead in the water, I guess. No mouse. No mouse on my pad. Never had that happen before. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what happened. It jumped over on my other laptop. That's what happened. So I'm going to close that. I'm still here, folks. Give me a second. So I'm using the same mouse that I used on my old laptop. Okay, now I'm back. Wow, that was weird. It jumped over to the mouse is a Bluetooth mouse, and it went over to the old laptop and started working over there instead of here. That's weird. All right, take that off. I'm back. Sorry about that. Don't you love technology? Becky's watching the ocotillos for blooms. Yeah, we have those blooming out here. Those are those real spinely. Yeah, reset time, huh? All right, Brene, thanks for popping in. Gotta love the technical difficulties, huh? Be good humans. All right, we're going to go over to Van Life Voyages here and chat with Tanya. So we will see everybody over there here in a few minutes. I think I'm going to grab a bite to eat. And there's Ron Darrell popping in to say good morning. Good to see you. All right, folks, thanks for being here today. Apologize for the technical difficulties, but that's the way it goes. I live and learn, right? So, anyway, we'll see everybody next time. Thanks for being here. I'm going to run channel members again and then my exit video. And Lucas just popped in to say, see you later, everybody. See you later. See you later, Lucas.